You have a great attention to detail.
I take pride in my work because I have a family that needs me.
Okay. I'm milling about with Adan Canto, and he's starring in The Cleaning Lady, and it's so good to see you. Hi.
It's so good to see you. How you doing, Robin?
All right, let's do a little plug.
The Cleaning Lady.
I love this. I'm so glad I met you for Two Hearts. We were just talking about that because you were playing this romantic, lovely guy. And then off you go in this like 180.
Things change in life, you know. You have to evolve with it. You have to become a different man sometimes.
I know, and you're such an amazing chameleon to do this. I mean, really.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do that. That's one of the reasons why I like this job. You don't have to park your car in one identity. You can move around, explore different personalities, different accents, you know, and it's fun. It's I think it's you know, my little boy's dream, and I didn't realize it until now.
So how's the family before we get into business? Everybody's
Things
good?
are good. Yes, thank you. Yes, yeah, we're close to meeting our little girl. So yeah, my wife is 8 months pregnant, and she's lovely. She's beautiful, and everybody's thrilled to meet this new addition to the family. So yeah, we're delighted.
So you're doing literally double duty right now.
I guess I am doing double duty. That's right.
Yeah. So it's interesting. This role might have really spoken to you in a way because the character will do absolutely anything for her child in The Cleaning Lady.
That's right. Yeah, I remember it did affect me surprisingly in ways I didn't plan for. There were certain scenes that I would do where we were discussing what her boy was going through, and she was discussing her trouble and desperation sometimes and all of that, and it was just so easy to, you know, let something happen. I wanted to say let the floodgates flow, but it's no tears, but there was a lot going on, and it's there were things that I didn't plan for. So that was exciting for sure. You know, it's there's something about having innocence around you all the time. A 1.5-year-old little boy that sees the world for the first time every day, and it changes you in all good ways. Like at least that's been my experience. I tell my wife, if I would have known we would have had this little boy, I would have done it as soon as I met you, like, or, you know, with your permission, of course. It would have, yeah, he's just a delight, and it adds a whole different dimension to your life.
And I bet you this is going to be quite the daddy's little girl when she comes along. I have a feeling.
I think so.
So now let's talk about this guy. Obviously, your hair is slicked back and you have a very different look. You're clean shaven.
Yeah, he's a different kind of fellow. He's yeah, the way I describe him is he is a mobster with good principles and a solid moral structure, which is, I love this dichotomy within him. He one of the things in conversations with Melissa and Miranda when they were coming up with the story and the character was rescuing that upbringing that you would generally get in the north of Mexico. You know, very Catholic, very family oriented, priorities, family always. And then when you're put in an ecosystem like this crime syndicate in Las Vegas, finding yourself there for one reason or another because life took you there, and you had to make things work to either help your family, to save your family, to move further in life and secure a position status. You know, it's interesting when you have this structure as a you know, as a solid foundation in your persona. how you would execute, you know, what kind of the way I saw it, I just found him to be pretty ruthless. There's no question once he makes a decision to do something, there's no question about it, and it's done because it's founded in solid principles. So I found that very entertaining to play.
Also, Adan, he has sort of this heart of gold, and I imagine for you, that's a nice little dichotomy to play somebody so evil that also could be kind in a way.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that also comes with this immediate admiration he has towards Elodie's character, Tony. He just admires people that are hardworking, that are honorable, that have honorable causes and an honorable drive and needs. And he can't help but to want to help them. And because he sees his past, you know, his mother, she was a housekeeper, you know, when he was growing up. His father was a gardener, and he saw them not complaining, working hard every day, and being grateful for the opportunity of work. And I really do think this is something that affected him. And immediately when he notices Tony, he can't help himself, and he needs to protect her. You know, it's you're right. It's something. It's very fun to play that where you have that. You know, you might have this job, you know, that might paint you as not the best human being, but that doesn't take away the fact that you're a human being. You know, you have a heart, and you're going to be kind to certain people and reliable to certain people, which I found really cool. That Armand is the most reliable individual to Tony in the series, which adds so much, you know, dimension to her character as well.
Yeah, so many layers. And of course, this is being shot in New Mexico, yeah?
That's right. Yeah, Albuquerque, surrounding areas.
Oh, cool. Are you anywhere near the Breaking Bad people?
I think so. I don't know. You know, it was really funny when I first arrived. There was this van, or it was, you know, that old camper that they used for Breaking Bad. I don't know if it was a replica or something, but it was a tour bus, you know, taking them to sets that were Breaking Bad shot. And I was waiting at a car wash, and I was looking at these guys swing by, and I think they were talking about a set nearby. So, you know, Albuquerque's pretty cool. You can shoot all around it, and it's got a lot of potential. You can shoot so many different areas there of the country, and really pull it off. It's pretty cool.
So what's your schedule like in terms of, you know, how often you have to work? Are you on hiatus now?
Something like that, yeah. My wife and I are developing other projects. So
Oh,
you know,
cool.
yeah, we have projects going. We're remodeling a home right now as well. So it's hard to fit all that in. So we're actually trying to slow down a little bit and relax, but at the same time, we have our aim in development as well. This is something I really enjoy, being behind the camera as well. So that's something I want to start looking at in the next in these coming years for sure.
So you're going to direct?
Not, yeah, I've done that. I guess I've been hired once only, but I've shot my own things before that. We shot a concept for a period piece film that we are developing. It takes place in the 1840s Republic of Texas. So it's a fabulous ecosystem, you know, where you just experience reality and life in a completely different way. You know, people's resources and needs were just radically different, and reality was very different. So yeah, that's one of the stories we're developing. And everything, you know, as you know, everything stopped with COVID, and now that things are moving again, we're getting to work. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
I love how the cowboy is making such a resurgence. You know, there's so many great shows about them.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of wisdom in that world. You know, there isn't all this noise that we have today. Not that it's bad; it can be good if you filter it and choose what noise you take in. but I think there's a lot of wisdom when you're out in nature and you know, with your horse and your tools and the sound of nature and a certain need, a drive, an objective, and that's that. And you know, you needed to be resourceful and reliable and yes, you know, nobody was going to save you back then. Your life was in your own hands. Your family's lives were in your hands, and yours and theirs. So, yeah, I find it fantastic. I'm a big fan of westerns.
And how is your seat? And for people who don't know what that means, it's your riding seat.
Yeah, I was raised a cowboy. I you know, herding cattle with my father
Oh, cool.
and grandfather. I love it. I love it. I don't ride English. I'm just a, you know, typical Western. Uh, but it's just, oh man, it's just a beautiful life. In retrospect, growing up, it's just so cool, you know. I remember waking up at ridiculous early hours and saddling up the horses and you know, the sun wasn't out yet. The smell, it's just, I love it.
It is. It's
Totally love
heaven. It's heaven on a stick. It's the best.
it. That's right.
So the other thing about the cleaning lady, Adan, is that it's about deportation and immigration. And I know you're Mexican, so have
Uh-huh.
you had those thoughts in your own life? Have you thought about that?
Well,
Relatives, perhaps?
I certainly had a journey, you know. Like I was raised in a border town, so I was always under visas, right, in the States. I had student visas for 10 years, which back then it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that hard to get, you know, back in the 80s, 90s. Things started changing as time went by. Um, but yeah, after that, there was certainly a journey that I needed to that I needed to take part in, and I was only naturalized relatively, you know, just recently, and before that, it was just visas. So it's not pleasant, you know, but there is a way. There are lines. There are boxes you need to check and responsibilities that you need to, you know, take hold of. But I did it. You know, I did all the work and now it's behind me. But it certainly is a journey, and I've seen uh, other people's journeys, you know, going through that as well, and also you know, people that for one reason or another have to or choose to cross illegally. You know, that's I don't know many of those stories, to be frank. Um, Maybe vicariously or not vicariously, like through my gardener in LA, which it was really cool because we were, you know, we're both Mexican, and he would bring his whole family on every Sunday, and we loved the kids and we had a relationship with them, and you're just great people and hardworking, and you know, grateful for what they had and built, because you know, there's also a roofer I've hired a few times. He has his own company. He didn't know a lick of English 30 years ago, and now he owns his own company, roofing company, and cannot stop working. Uh, Best, you know, one of the best people I've met. So, yeah, you know, and again, talking about the Western situation, like times where you move, you're pioneering. You're moving into a different place with different opportunities and making things work. A lot of these people that I've met along the way, they're not expecting to be saved. They all they want is work. They don't want to receive any free anything. And that's something I truly admire. You know, it's something that gets you uh, way ahead of the game in the long run.
Mm. Wow, that's such a great story, and it must be so heartwarming to you to see these people sort of gaining footholds in society as you did in many ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you really think about it, it hasn't stopped. It just keeps going. There, you know, immigration keeps going and keeps moving, and there's many different kinds of stories out there and realities. Yeah, it's hard to that's one thing. It's a theme or a subject that's very hard to peg because you can't. It's very complex and I don't like to use that word, but very diverse, meaning there's just so many different kinds of stories that you know, it's one of those things you can't put immigration in a box, you know, not now, not in the 1800s, you know, when people were pioneering this country or Latin America for that matter. It's or even before that with tribal wars, you know, it was a rough world. It was a rough world, you know, and then the world wars sort of settled things a little bit after massive turmoil. But yeah, life is complex.
Oh yeah. And it's kind of cool that the cleaning lady, as far as it's entertaining, it has these messages underneath,
Yeah,
which I love.
absolutely. Yeah, I found it really cool. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but they do tap into these obscure worlds in border towns, right? And the coyote world of it all, and the black market for organs, and it's just horrible. You know, that some people pay with their organs. It's just devastating. And I remember when we shot that episode, and you'll see it eventually. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry, but yeah, you just can't help but to be a little tugged inside. It's not easy to see that and to talk about that. You know, children going through what they go through. It's one of the things that I appreciated of this show is they decided to look at certain stories and really look at them, you know, and explore them. So I appreciated that, and that's something that from day one when I met with Melissa and Miranda, they talked about that. And generally, when they pitch a show, you know, you don't get what they pitch. You know, along the way, things fizzle out and change. But in this case, I think they actually delivered, or they landed it, everything that they said they were going to do. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really smart.
It
So
is.
I love that you're going back and forth between movies and television and doing your own projects. You have such a great life. And now you got a kid on the way.
Well, that's the aim. That's the aim for sure. You know, creating good content, exploring interesting things. You know, that's something that really motivates me. My wife as well. She's an artist. She's a, you know, MFA and a sculptor, a painter, a writer. So that's all we talk about. You know, what kind of stories move us, and yeah, what do we want to explore? What do we want to share with the audience out there? And then, by the way, I've just got some numbers earlier today about the show, and it's really cool. That it's being received so well. I'm excited about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's very good.
Well, it's always gorgeous seeing you. Thank you again for joining me, and have a happy new year and have a happy new baby.
Thank you, Robin. You too. Yeah. And we'll chat later. It seems like every year we're going to be talking about something.
I feel like it, right? We're going to have a yearly reunion.
That's right. Thank you. And happy new year for you as well. You know, all the best wishes.
Take good care.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Swear my son will be safe.
The Cleaning Lady, all new Mondays on Fox or anytime on Fox Now or Hulu.
Always news.
Always refreshing.
Always candid.
Always milling about.
Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.